Link TV, connecting you to the world. Link TV is viewer supported. Watch more at linktv.org.
Today on Earth Focus, a new law may privatize Indonesia's coast. At stake, the lives of coastal communities. The UK's Ecologist TV investigates. We'll see how mountaintop coal removal is polarizing West Virginia and how solar power is transforming rural Ethiopia. And Jennifer Redfearn's film, Sun Come Up, explores why the people of New Guinea's Carteret Islands are seeking a new home. All coming up on Earth Focus.
It is one of the longest coastlines in the world, and it is about to be put on sale.
Kedatangan kita untuk menyatakan bahwa kesekian kalinya nelayan tradisional tidak sepakat dengan tinggal laut berkapling ketika wilayah pesisir dikapling. Untuk tinggal teriakan hidup jika hutan kita sudah diperjualbelikan, maka jangan juga perjualbelikan laut dan pesisir kita. Jangan juga perjualbelikan.
At over 95,000 kilometers in length, Indonesia's coastline is one of the largest in the world. Millions of people depend upon the coastal forests, wetlands, and access to the sea for their livelihood. A new law in Indonesia, however, threatens to evict coastal people from their own commonly held land.
Ya gimana ya, emang saya usahanya udah di laut. Kalau memang nggak ada laut pesisir, nanti saya kemana?
If passed, the Coastal Areas and Small Island Management Law will give private concessions for businesses to manage coastal zones on cumulative leases lasting 60 years. Advocates of the controversial law claim that the transformation of coastal forest into industrial farming zones provides employment opportunities in regions otherwise starved of economic development. Ritsa Damanik is one of the leading campaigners fighting against industrial prawn farming.
Artinya ke depan, kawasan-kawasan pesisir Indonesia itu akan kecenderungan bisa dikuasai oleh mereka-mereka yang memiliki akses permukaan yang cukup besar, yang memiliki kapital yang cukup besar, baik itu pengusaha nasional maupun asing. Yang kedua, mereka-mereka yang memiliki hubungan atau relasi dengan kekuatan politik.
Activists claim that the survival of the coastal environment and those of the communities who depend on the coastline are at stake. For the fishermen of Jakarta Bay, though, it may already be too late. As the precious mangrove forest has been slowly eaten away by industry, so has their livelihood.
Di antaranya teman-teman nelayan di sini sudah tidak bisa lagi menancap jaring tancap atau yang kami sebut itu sero, dan sudah banyak sekali intimidasi atau pengusiran kepada aparat-aparat yang seperti investor atau yang punya PT itu di sini sudah ada hal-hal seperti itu.
With the passing of this law, the rural backwaters and mangrove forests across Indonesia are suddenly up for sale, and it is clear to see what will happen to them. Industrial aquaculture, mining and commercial tourism enterprises look set to rapidly increase as a result of these long-term tenures over the coastlines that private industries will now be able to hold.
Ada rencana pemerintah untuk mengembangkan pertambakan ya khususnya di Pulau Kalimantan dan Sumatera ya, itu lebih dari 700.000 hektar. Upaya ini sesungguhnya dilakukan oleh pemerintah untuk lagi-lagi ya terkait dengan pendapatan ya, ingin mendapatkan keuntungan yang lebih besar tentunya.
Thanks to ever-increasing demands from Europe and the USA, vast swathes of Indonesian coastal wetlands have already been destroyed and transformed into prawn farms within the last 20 years. In Sumatra alone, it is estimated that over 70% of the mangrove forest has been destroyed in recent years, and much of this loss is attributable to industrial prawn farming.
Dengan kemudahan yang diberikan kepada sektor swasta, dengan kemudahan hak pengusahaan perairan pesisir yang diberikan kepada kapital, ya mereka-mereka yang memiliki modal, maka inisiatif perluasan ekspansi industri pertambangan di Indonesia itu akan lebih masif lagi ke depannya dengan menggunakan alat ini. Ya, masyarakat akan semakin sulit mendapatkan akses terhadap sumber daya alamnya karena mereka akan dikeluarkan dari kawasan-kawasan tersebut. Masyarakat akan diabaikan.
Mountaintop removal involves blasting the tops off of mountains to get at coal. It's the most common in the Appalachian Mountains, where the practice is pitting environmentalists against those who rely on coal for their living. Chris Carmichael and Sarah Peach of the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill visited West Virginia to see the story firsthand. Here's their report.
Mountaintop removal is a human rights issue. You can't replace my water. There is no replacing that. There is no reclaiming the land that's been destroyed. It'll never be again what it once was. We need to decide as a country, can we really keep doing this? Can we really keep flattening mountains to produce energy?
Money, livelihood. If coal goes, then the entire state goes.
Let me just make a couple opening comments. And first, I think it's one that's pretty obvious. Coal is important to America. This hearing is to explore one method that is used in coal mining in the United States and to look at its environmental and health risks.
I'm right here. This is Clay's Branch, and it goes up. It's pretty well blowed out now. They blowed it off from there.
I keep saying this, and I truly believe that once you look at mountaintop removal and what it's doing, it's insanity. And to think that you can do it is an insane thought.
West Virginia and our nation needs jobs, and we need coal. As we mine and use a non-renewable resource, and as we develop alternative energy sources, the people that live in the steep, narrow terrain of southern West Virginia need the opportunities created by surface mining.
We need our miners to be working. We need them mines. We need the coal off the mountain. There's only one way to get it off the mountain, and that's mountaintop removal.
There is irrefutable scientific evidence that the environmental impacts of mountaintop removal are substantial and they're permanent.
There's a lot of reasons the Appalachians were fighting for. I mean, when I was a kid, we were poor. We didn't even realize it. We didn't care. It was just nature. It was what was going on here. Going on the mountains and spend 2 or 3 days ginsening, a day hunting with an uncle. It's just all been lost because our communities are being destroyed.
This has been going on for years and years and years now. When my dad was doing it, there wasn't these protesters. What changed? Daryl Hannah was down there, so all the tree huggers wrapped arms with her, and they said it went on for about 3 hours. The road was completely shut down. Wow. They said it was horrible.
On Route 3 or just
on
at the mine?
No, Route 3. They shut down Route 3 completely and the mine. That's how many people was down there with her, doing a sit-in on the road. Like them 3 idiots that chained themselves to the backhoe.
We've gone to every source we can think of to be listened to and totally ignored. So what are you forced to do then? When something is so wrong, you have to create a situation so great that government has to address it.
Well, I'm all for the coal miners. Keep pulling the coal off the mountain, and any protest or rallies they want me at, I'm their girl. I'm ready to fight.
This is our state. This is our state. This
There's nothing left to compromise. What do we got to compromise? Nothing. What are we going to do? Tell them, kill us a little slower? This is about ending it once and for all.
Give you my parting advice. It is all that I have to bestow. Hold fast to the right.
It's just been a gradual build to, I think now it is essentially a movement. Once it becomes a movement, I don't think it can be stopped, and I think we will end mountaintop removal. And it's the first time I've ever felt that way.
You have learned from your mother at home.
I don't think they're winning. I think our lawmakers know what this country has to have to operate. I don't think that we can afford not to have coal.
They can help themselves by just joining us and demanding of state and federal government to create a diverse economy in West Virginia. Other states are building towards the green industry. What are we doing? We're not doing anything. We're staying farther and farther behind. We're always last. We're last in everything. You know, we're last in happiness.
I have so many family members in the mines. I worry what they're going to do if push comes to shove.
I mean, you're messing with people's living. You're talking about their livelihood. You're talking about how, you know, what pays the bills, what feeds you.
It's not my job to create a job for them. My job is to get them to stop killing people, because we are dying a slow death with this air that we're breathing and the water we're drinking.
Is there any effective way to reverse this after the damage has been done?
Well, so far there's no scientific evidence that that can be done.
Everyone's looking at it so horribly. They put the mountain back. They plant trees. They make it grassy again. Men go there to hunt. So it's not like the mines ain't doing everything that they can to make everybody happy, but you can't make everybody happy. That's just not going to happen, because there's no making them happy until they shut the mine down.
I mean, we've got a lot of coal reserves left, mineable for years and years and years. But just because it's going to run out one of these days is no reason to knee-jerk now about it. You know, that gives us plenty enough time to make preparation for when it does.
This is our infrastructure. Appalachian Mountains is vital to drinking water all over the Mid-Atlantic, eastern part of the United States. Pay these guys with the stimulus money to start putting the damn mountain back, and let's stop this insanity. These guys don't have to lose their jobs.
Everybody turn off your power for a week, and if you can survive, come here and protest. Until then, leave us alone. I don't go to your state sticking my nose in your business. Don't come to mine.
Solar power is changing the lives of rural Ethiopians. It's more than just a source of energy. Solar power means better health, education, and greater prosperity. UK-based Rockhopper TV visits Ethiopia to have a look.
For the people of the remote highlands of Ethiopia, grid electricity is a distant dream. When the sun goes down here, the only light is from wood fires or kerosene lamps. They're dark, hot, smoky, and dangerous. But one village, Rema, has a very modern answer to this ancient problem: solar electricity.
The solar light is like gold. Before, using firewood and kerosene, I'd have to blow my nose all the time because the gas was suffocating me. But now I live in peace and I'm happy.
The kerosene was no good. It was smoky and went out very easily, but the new light is wonderful.
These solar panels mean that now, at the flick of a switch, the villagers have clean, reliable light. They're the work of Stiftung Solar Energy, the Solar Energy Foundation. 4 years ago, the people of Rema heard about the foundation's work and asked them to come. Over 1,000 villagers turned out to meet manager Samson Sagaye and his team.
They are really surprised how it works. Sometimes they didn't believe us, and as we said, we get the power from sun. They worrying a little bit about winter, rainy season, and it will not work like this. If rain comes or not in Ethiopia, we are rich of sun.
Almost all of the villagers signed up for the solar systems. So to meet the demand, the foundation set up a solar energy school in Rema to train technicians to install and maintain the systems.
We train them as a solar energy manager. They can manage everything. Also, we train them as an accountant because we want them to have their own business in the future.
Meina Himashil was one of the first to graduate. Today she's meeting Habib Tessema, yet another new customer. Meina knows only too well what a difference solar-powered light can make.
After we started working here, we saw something terrible. A boy was using kerosene light and the fuel poured all over him and he was burnt. If solar panels had reached here 1 or 2 years ago, this boy probably wouldn't have been harmed.
While the solar technicians take care of day-to-day maintenance, other villagers like Tiruwok Tasu collect a small monthly fee from each family. This ensures the systems are kept working well into the future.
On the 19th day of the month, people come here and they queue up to pay. And if there's any problem with their system, they tell us and it will be fixed by a technician.
It's not just light that's brightening up the villagers' lives. The foundation has also used solar power to pump water into the heart of the village.
The advantage is we get water right at our doors. All ladies, pregnant women and women with new babies can all get water on their doorsteps. Previously, we had to fetch water from far away at the river and wait in line there. But now that we get water right here, it's a huge benefit.
Less time spent fetching water and longer days under electric lights means businesses are booming.
Instead of working the whole day, if you work in the evening when it's cool, your mind is free. So you can't compare working in the daytime with working in the evening. Evening work is more productive because it's cool. You don't feel the heat from the lights, and because there's no heat, it's comfortable to work. And it encourages you to work.
Most impressive of all is the effect solar power is having on education.
They get everything they need through solar energy. They do their homework, they can meet up with their families in the evening, and they have free time to play and relax. Because of solar energy, the number of educated people here is increasing.
The foundation is continuing to expand, and now they have 4 more solar centres in other parts of rural Ethiopia. They hope the growing popularity of solar energy will reduce the pressure on rural people to migrate to the cities. Today, it's Habib's turn to have his system installed.
It makes me deeply happy to have reached my age and to get such a light. Today the sun has risen for us, and our children are rejoicing too.
I'm very happy to have joined the organization. When you see the group's activities, it gives you great pleasure to see their problems solved. To see the people of our country taking advantage of this, to see their homes flourishing, it gives me great pleasure.
A new film profiles some of the world's first climate change refugees, the people of New Guinea's Carteret Islands. Jennifer Redfearn is a director, producer, and writer based in New York. She speaks with Earth Focus correspondent Miles Benson about Sun Come Up, her first independent documentary film.
Jen Redfearn, you spent some time on the Carteret Islands making a film. What's going on there?
The Carteret Islands are, like other small island nations, on the front lines of climate change. So the Carteret Islanders are the first to organize a community-wide evacuation due to climate change, specifically due to rising sea levels. So because of the rising sea and because of changes in the climate, they're seeing things like more frequent storm surges. Their freshwater sources and their gardening land have been inundated by salt water. So the Carteret Islanders actually have three pressing and urgent problems right now. They have a food and water shortage, they have decreasing land due to rapid coastal erosion, and they have an increasing population which isn't due to climate change but is putting pressure on the land. So they know that they have to move, and time is running out.
Do they have any place to go?
Well, they're looking at moving to Bougainville, which is a much larger and mountainous island 50 miles across the open ocean. And one of the things that we did in the film while we were there is we followed a group of young people who were hand-selected by the clan chiefs from the Carteret Islands to go to Bougainville and to travel from village to village to talk to the local community about the move and to try and negotiate for, essentially for a new home for the islanders.
Solwara emi mama belum ipla em selalu koti mipla. Nah tu solwara waklong bagarap island belum ipla tu. Sem yumino lap sabe hamasia behind island by sink. Namu pla people block Carteret sibuklo try pain im haplong gostap.
Saya hari merosam lo yupla lo Carteret, you are easygoing people. Lo here minara plakain ol kita.
Oli ami plan itim relocation. Because lo solwara emi go anta pa, change lo climate na.
We just have to accept these people. They are our brothers.
At the rate emi woklong gono island woklong sink, and by island sink pass or all man by die pass lo hangire.
Money all man by die pass lo hangire.
I don't want this to happen to my people.
If we come here, we will not be the Carteret people anymore.
Most of our culture will have to live in memory.
If everybody moves, I think I'll be the last man to put my feet on the island before moving away.
How many Carteret Islanders are actually at risk in this current period?
The population is just under 3,000, and the majority of the population is looking at moving. Some of the elders on the island are very reluctant to move, as you can imagine. I mean, this is in a region of the world where land is so intimately connected to one's identity, to one's ancestry, to one's history, to one's community. And for the elders, leaving is like losing a part of themselves. It's a really difficult decision for them to make. For example, I'm thinking of one of the clan chiefs, John Salek, who's in the film, who's just this, he's a very generous, warm, kind-hearted man he's a school teacher on the island. And one of the things that he said to us is, you know, I'll probably be the last man to put my foot on the island before moving away, because I don't want to leave my home. I love my home.
At the rate climate change is advancing, how much time do these people have to get out?
It's not so much that they're being forced, that the ocean is going to be underwater anytime soon. The problem is that with the saltwater inundation, they're no longer able to grow crops. They've lost their staple food, which is swamp taro. on the island. So this food, that's like a potato that was part of their subsistence diet, is no longer able to grow on the islands. So before the islands are submerged, they'll be uninhabitable long before they're submerged.
It's right now.
It's right now
kind of
because
thing.
they're running out of food and water. Yeah.
What was life like on the Carteret Islands before the problems became as severe as they are?
The Carteret Islanders are a close-knit community, so the population is scattered across 6. There's 6, now 7 islands. One of the islands 15 years ago was bisected by the sea. The majority of the population lives on Han Island, which is the largest island, and they live by the sea. They live in huts made out of natural materials. They're still fishing out of carved canoes for the most part. I mean, there are some modern conveniences, but for the most part, they're living quite simply by the sea.
That's all being destroyed.
It's all being destroyed.
Jen Redfearn, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Link TV is the only U.S. network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries, and diverse cultural programs. Programs which connect you to the world. To learn more, visit linktv.org.